Welcome back or welcome to Perspective Media. Another night, another reasoning. Well, this is the first of me just sitting down, reasoning with my camera, you know what I mean? It's a vibe, like, I feel like it's been a while more on something like this, but I just finally get the motivation and the confidence, so to, for lack of better words, the confidence to really do it. You know what I mean? Just sit down and reason with people on a level about some things where I go on in my life, where I go on with the platform, where I vibing so inconsistent. You know what I mean? First of all, 2025 has been the best year overall, you know, for the platform, for me personally, you know what I mean, based on some things when I go through, like what that I've been through for the year, you know what I mean. I just feel like 2025 started out rocky and it has continued even more rocky. Like, first advice more than get to any content creator. When you have any kind of momentum, and it doesn't have to just be a content creator. For anybody at all, like, when you have a momentum, bro, try your best not to lose that momentum, because the minute you lose it, like, the hardest thing to do is actually start back. You know what I mean? Not just start back, but just to start. Like, the minute you would have started and gained momentum and start to build upon your dreams and your goals, like, you already find a flow. So the minute you stop in your track, it's like you're gone back mentally. For me personally, my experience has been, it's almost like you're gone back beyond the period where you would have started, or beyond the place you would have started, you know what I mean? So that would be my first advice for anybody in a business or going into anything. You know what I mean? Like, don't stop, because the minute you stop, the most difficult thing gonna be to start back. You know what I mean? So 2025's I've became so, yeah, and it all started from 2024, because it's a thing where, as a content creator, when you reach a part, like a level where, for me personally, when I started out with Perspective Media, I had goals of getting the platform known within St. Kitts Nevis. And overall, I can say, looking at 2024 went, I would have accomplished all my goals. Like, I cover all of the events when I would have wanted to cover when I started thinking about covering events. Me get all of who is who and the podcast itself. And then now 2024 I began expanding outside of St. Kitts and Nevis with that trip to Trinidad. Like, I think the thing that really caused me to step back and look at what I'm doing is when I went to Trinidad. Like, I spent 2 weeks in a Trinidad, and like, the numbers on my YouTube channel grew from 4,000 to 10,000, and that was just based off of 2 weeks of work in Trinidad. So coming back home now and to pick up back the pieces from coming home is almost like a little shock. And me personally, like, where you gonna go from there? You know what I mean? Like, then things start to fall apart based on decisions we make behind the scenes. Then you just fall into a cycle of doubt in yourself. You know what I mean? And eventually you get like some little betrayal going behind the scenes, where certain situations to this day I won't even address them, more to tell my side of the story, because I don't really care about telling my side of the story either. Like, it no matter to me, but a lot of lies were spread during that period in time. But some little Batman energy, like some boy, like, generally I feel like some boy should have never, ever, ever, ever get not even the time of day from me. much less to be on my platform, you know. But again, them think they're like growing pains. But and as I said, going Trinidad and that kind of exposure to what's possible if you with this media, with this whole media thing. Now coming back home, and I feel like after coming back home here in St. Kitts and Nevis, I start to realize how jealous and hateful and negative people be, you know, against you just based off a perception of success. Because I would say Perspective Media is a successful business as yet. I don't think I've reached halfway along the journey we want to reach. You know, I've made a lot of progress with my platform. There's no denying that. Like, it's almost a household name. If I'm to consistently be putting out content, it's no denying my space or Perspective Media's space within St. Kitts and Nevis. And that I have things I can be proud of, but there's a lot of wrongs we do along the way, a lot of bad decisions we make along the way. You know, because like, alright, if you build a platform on a certain energy, like a lot of the content where Perspective Media was built on are not the most family friendly content then. So now when trying to get certain corporate companies on board, you start to get feel the pushback from that. And then now you start to say to yourself like, this person fighting against you, that person fighting against you. When the reality is me in myself. May I speak about myself a lot in the third person, but looking into myself and looking at what I would have built over time is like, you can't expect them people to really and truly give an opportunity just based off what you would have created. So I've been on a mission within my mind now to course correct, and within that it come with a lot of doubt in yourself, like, are you really good enough? You know what I mean? I would say I'm ever depressed. You know, I don't think it's depression. Feel is more of like you know, what do they call it? What do they call it? Impostor syndrome. Feel like I suffer with that a lot. Like more literally just getting on my mind and everything that I want to do, I just can't get it done. Wonder if other people really face them same kind of struggles. You're like, you know, you have ideas, you have great ideas, and you have even proven that your ideas are worthy, but then you're just stuck in your mind where you can't execute them. And that's the place I've found myself in. And again, it's like you're stuck in a position where I pray like, yo, I want to load this thing, you know. Like a lot of the problems we have right now, if you just go back to being a regular person, a lot of them problems you would go away. But then again, you have goals in yourself where you pray like, yo, you have things you want to accomplish, like legit. I feel like at the end of my life, on my deathbed, more than look back at these days as, even through the struggle, I look back at these days as the glory days. You know what I mean? Like them time are times when I feel like I can tell my grandchildren them about, like, you know, this is how I went through to really build my platform to where it is, you know what I mean? And even if I ultimately pivot to something else and go a different direction with my life, these are things where I can look back and say I'm proud of, like building something from the scratch, you know what I mean? Going through the fight, because in a St. Kitts Nevis, as a foreigner, it's a lot of fight, bro. You see me? And especially with this media thing, trying to get funding, trying to just even get different works and different opportunities. Just, it's like a consistent struggle. And when you have a child, you have bills, You know what I mean? You have to take care of yourself. You're an adult now. That's why a lot of people quit along the journey. But I don't feel like quitting is within my DNA. You know what I mean? I'm always find myself with some real people around me. I always find myself with some real people around me who really and truly concerned about me, like really have genuine love for me. Like, I always find myself with a woman who actually love me. I always have friends around me who have to motivate me and tell me, say, yo, continue to do this. You know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like my dog them, well, I don't really have no dog them like that, but more I feel like the people them around me even believe in what me do more than me. You know what I mean? So I feel like I just say a whole lot of things, but who if you understand. But right now is a time where I just feel up again, like me starting back to really get consistent in what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like going forward now, I know what I have to do and what I have to stay away from. You know what I mean? Because when I go on the road, bro, it's like the amount of love I get from the people, them is like, it's crazy. You would be in this echo chamber in a comment section with a couple of people where I say some negative shit, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, who them people are really like? These people don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. You know what I mean? So just look out for the production, them whole heap of excitement. I have some new series where been in my mind when I get out within this summer and moving forward for the summer. We have a couple well partners who actually come on board for some long-term deals where I'm excited for announcing the coming days and thing. You know what I mean? Shout out to SK and Cabs, you know, for all the transportation needs within St. Kitts and Nevis. Shout out to Profest, which will be happening on the 5th of July, the Heroes Park. You don't know. I experienced like nothing you have seen before, you know what I mean? Real Afrocentric kind of dressing and, you know, everything African. I feel like we need to appreciate our African heritage more, and FoFest is just another platform for us to express that and experience that, you know, the coming together of African people. But see you guys on the 5th of July, look all heap of excitement differently, you know what I mean? And next thing, before I go, I touch upon it a little bit earlier, but just circle the company where you keep people being around you, believing in what you do is important. But it's also important to choose who you take help from. Because some people might not collect back their contribution with financials, but they're collecting it with energy. You know what I mean? They might collect it with the constant draining of your energy. You know what I mean? So I feel like if anything or anybody there around you where you feel like do not want you around genuinely, don't be afraid to get rid of them or get rid of yourself out of their lives. You know what I mean? And life continues with or without anybody along this journey. And the next thing, people opinion don't matter. Just the other day, I watched an interview with Jesse Rael where I say, yo, why would I take advice? Why would I take criticism from somebody I would never ask for advice? And that's like life right there, bro. Like, why would I take advice from somebody? Why would I take criticism from somebody I would never take advice from? Like, a lot of people have a lot of opinions and they have never tried or done anything of significance in their life. You know what I mean? A lot of people never took risks. So trying to explain what it is you have within your head or why it is you make certain decisions don't even make no sense. You know what I mean? And a lot of consequence come with every action where you do. So more while you feel like yeah, I go do this and everything I go good. But then when you start you realize, yo, why this shake here, so that shake here, so and things not go how you really wanted it to. It's only a few people can really keep them head on and keep them sanity intact when everything around them a fall apart. I feel like I've been one of them persons there. I've proven to myself like, regardless of how I go through, yeah, I'm still there. I'm not come out here so come ball to nobody. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are prey on my downfall, you know, like there are families, whole families, like full families where would I like to see my company come cry and beg and bawl and talk how things not go good for me, you know, but you will never see that. You know what I mean? Y'all will never live to see the day when I'm down and out, and even if I fall, I'm not going to see because I get up and brush off myself again. You see me, I'm going to come so come look sympathy from nobody. You see. And the scene in a St. Kitts, like the media space in a St. Kitts, me not being pan my vibes like how I'm usually, it's like you can see the void clearly. All if a man feel like they are hitting her, but they're really not. You see me? Cartels, as cartels say, here I am thinking they are Bill Gates when they were not even Bill Fence. You know what I mean? But look out for more content, more consistency. Feel like every night I'll sit down in front of my camera and do a video. But this video, I call that one a proof of life. You know what I mean? A little update on what really are going. Like a little insight into my mind. You see it? Because and the next thing, again, like a next thing, there is not really an industry for independent content creators. I want to say independent content creators that are not aligned to the government, basically. Like within St. Kitts Nevis, if you're not aligned up yourself to a political party or the government, you don't really get much support. You don't really have a lucrative, consistent avenue. So you have to just kind of fight your way through. And I've been on that journey where I fight my way through and big up the people them will actually reach out to me and say, oh, I'm going with the media. You know what I mean? My DJ Bridging, big up President call me. Big up Woodies. Big up Smudge. Big up all of my dog them. You know what I mean? Big up one of them where I pray upon my downfall. I wish the Perspective Media would have done and now no relevance. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, Mark. One of the realest artists them St. Kitts Nevis ever see. You know what I mean? Big up the Jor and him way to becoming a real international superstar. Big up Bama, big up No Manners, big up the whole of dog them who big up, you know what I mean? Whole heap of content to come, whole heap more interview. As you know, music festival next week where whole heap of excitement that they saw for my platform as we would normally do for the festival over the years. Because we have a proven track record there. You know what I mean? But I turn on my camera tonight for just say I'm back. You know what I mean? It's a proof of life, Essential and Perspective Media is back. More podcasts, more eat check, more new series, more event coverage. You don't know. All heap of excitement, love and light, my people. You know what I mean? Until next time. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Wow.
Perspectives Media.